Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have a problem with women who don't follow the crowd? Why being a strong, confident, and independent woman can trigger negativity from others? If so, you're not alone. Let's dive into the reasons why people hate Sigma females like you, and trust me, it's not about you, it's about them. Sigma females are the epitome of independence. You carve your own path, make your own decisions, and don't rely on anyone else for your happiness. This is powerful, but it also makes some people deeply uncomfortable. Why? Because society is used to women being team players, seeking guidance, or leaning on others for validation. When you step outside of that mold, it disrupts their expectations. Here's the thing: most people find comfort in the familiar. They expect women to prioritize relationships, follow social trends, or seek external approval. When they meet someone like you, a woman who doesn't need anyone to complete her, they don't know how to respond. Your independence is like a mirror, reflecting back the areas where they feel stuck or dependent. Instead of admiring you, they may project their insecurities onto you. Some might call you distant, unapproachable, or even cold, but those labels come from a place of misunderstanding. You're not distant, you're selective. You're not unapproachable, you simply don't waste energy on shallow connections. And as for being cold, nothing could be further from the truth. You just know how to prioritize yourself, and that's something not everyone has the courage to do. Your ability to rely on yourself can also make others feel threatened. In relationships, for example, partners who are used to being needed might struggle to accept that you don't depend on them for every little thing. Friends who expect constant attention might misinterpret your need for solitude as rejection. It's not your fault. It's just that your self-sufficiency challenges the way they see themselves and their role in your life. The truth is, independence is your superpower. It's what sets you apart and allows you to live authentically. Yes, it may ruffle some feathers, but it's also what makes you unstoppable. So don't let anyone make you feel guilty for being the strong, independent woman you are. Their discomfort isn't your problem. It's their lesson to learn. As a Sigma female, you've never been one to follow the crowd. You're the woman who writes her own rules, who isn't afraid to stand out by simply staying true to herself. While society often pressures women to conform to certain roles or expectations, you have no interest in living your life to please others. And that, right there, is what some people can't handle. Society loves labels and boxes. It wants to tell you how you should dress, act, and even think. But you don't fit neatly into any of those categories, and you don't want to. Maybe you're not interested in the latest trends, you don't seek constant approval, or you're just unapologetically yourself. When others see you confidently rejecting what they consider normal, it shakes their worldview. They start to question their own choices, and that discomfort often turns into judgment. For example, you might choose your career over traditional milestones, like marriage or motherhood, and some people will act as if you're breaking an unspoken rule. Or maybe you value solitude over a packed social life, and others interpret that as arrogance or indifference. What they fail to see is that you're not rebelling, you're just living authentically. But let's be honest, people who live by society's rules often feel validated when others do the same. When you refuse to follow the script, it can feel like you're rejecting the very thing they've built their lives around. This doesn't mean you're wrong, it simply means you're a reminder that there's another way to live, and not everyone is ready to accept that. Here's the truth: playing by your own rules doesn't make you difficult or defiant, it makes you brave. It shows that you have the courage to be yourself in a world that constantly pressures you to be someone else. So, the next time someone questions your choices, remember this: it's not about you. It's about their fear of stepping outside the box you've already left behind. There's something about quiet confidence that people either admire or misunderstand. As a Sigma female, you exude a sense of self-assurance that doesn't need to be loud or boastful. You know who you are and what you bring to the table, and that unshakable calmness can make others feel uneasy. The irony? It's not your confidence that's the issue. It's how others perceive it. In a world where many people mistake noise for strength, your quiet confidence stands out. You don't feel the need to prove yourself by showing off or seeking attention. You let your actions and energy speak for you. While this is a rare and admirable quality, it can also intimidate people who equate confidence with arrogance or dominance. They can't figure out how someone can be so self-assured without constantly seeking external validation. For some, your presence feels like a challenge. Your ability to hold your head high without being boastful forces others to confront their insecurities. They might feel threatened because you don't rely on their approval or praise to feel good about yourself. And let's face it, many people don't know how to handle a woman who doesn't need their validation. In social or professional settings, this can lead to misunderstandings. People might label you as aloof or distant simply because you're not clamoring for attention. Others might mistake your self-confidence as arrogance, when in reality, it's just a deep-rooted sense of self-worth. The problem isn't with you, it's with their inability to separate genuine confidence from ego. The beauty of your quiet confidence is that it doesn't diminish others, it simply exists. But for those who are insecure, your calm energy can feel like a spotlight on their own doubts. Remember, this isn't your burden to carry. Stay grounded, stay true to yourself, and let others learn to adjust to your presence. Because your confidence isn't just a strength, it's a gift that inspires others to find their own inner calm, whether they realize it or not. As a Sigma female, you don't have time for drama. You're not drawn to shallow conversations, meaningless gossip, or situations that thrive on chaos. Instead, you prioritize depth, whether it's in your relationships, your passions, or how you spend your time. While this mindset keeps your life peaceful and fulfilling, it can make others feel uncomfortable, especially those who thrive on attention or drama. Let's be honest, many people are addicted to drama without even realizing it. Whether it's spreading gossip, creating unnecessary conflict, or constantly seeking attention, drama fills a void in their lives. When you refuse to participate in that cycle, it confuses them. Your calm, grounded energy feels foreign to those who live for excitement, even if that excitement is toxic. Some might label you as boring or too serious because you don't chase superficial thrills. Others might think you're cold because you don't engage in endless small talk or petty conversations. But what they don't see is that your focus on meaningful connections is a sign of strength, not weakness. You'd rather have one deep, genuine friendship than 100 surface-level acquaintances. That kind of selectiveness can be misinterpreted by people who mistake quantity for quality. Even in conflicts, you approach things differently. While others might escalate situations or thrive on drama, you prefer to resolve issues calmly or walk away entirely if the situation isn't worth your energy. This ability to stay composed under pressure only adds to the misunderstanding. People who feed on chaos might see your calmness as indifference, when in reality, it's emotional maturity. Here's the truth. Valuing depth over drama is one of your greatest strengths. It protects your peace and allows you to live authentically. Yes, it might alienate people who don't understand your mindset, but it also attracts those who truly value you. At the end of the day, your life isn't about pleasing everyone. It's about building a meaningful, intentional existence, free of unnecessary noise. One of the most striking traits of a Sigma female is her self-sufficiency. You don't wait for anyone to fix things for you, make decisions for you, or lead the way. You trust yourself to handle challenges, solve problems, and move forward. While this independence is empowering, it can also spark envy in others, especially those who struggle to stand on their own. In a world where many people depend on others for validation, direction, or even survival, your self-reliance is like a spotlight on what they lack. They might see you thriving, making decisions with ease, and handling life's ups and downs without constantly leaning on others. Instead of admiring your strength, some people let envy take over. It's easier for them to criticize you or find fault in your independence than to address their own insecurities. Your ability to do things on your own terms can also disrupt traditional dynamics in relationships or social circles. For instance, in friendships, you don't cling to others for constant attention or reassurance, and this can confuse people who equate closeness with dependency. In romantic relationships, some partners might struggle with the fact that you don't need them. You simply choose to be with them. That distinction can be hard for people to accept, especially if they're used to being the one who is needed. And let's not forget societal expectations. Many people are uncomfortable with women who don't need saving. Your self-sufficiency challenges outdated ideas about gender roles and makes it clear that you're capable of building a fulfilling life on your own. For some, this is inspiring. For others, it feels threatening. But here's the truth. Your self-sufficiency isn't just a skill. It's a reflection of your resilience and strength. Not everyone will understand or appreciate it, and that's okay. Their discomfort is not your responsibility. Keep living life on your terms because your independence is a reminder to the world that true strength comes from within. Here's something important to remember. Being a Sigma female is both a privilege and a challenge. Your strength, independence, and authenticity make you stand out in a world where conformity is often the easiest path. And yes, that can make others uncomfortable. But the truth is, their opinions are not a reflection of you. They're a reflection of their struggles to break free from their own limitations. When people criticize you, label you, or try to bring you down, it's usually because they're reacting to something within themselves. Your independence might highlight their reliance on others. Your quiet confidence might make them confront their own insecurities. Your refusal to follow the crowd might challenge their belief systems, but none of that is your responsibility to fix or change. The reality is, Sigma females don't just survive, they thrive. You've already made the brave choice to live authentically, even if it means walking a lonelier road at times. You know how to be your own source of strength, and that is incredibly rare. Instead of letting others' negativity affect you, use it as fuel to keep going. Every time someone doubts you, let it remind you of how far you've come and how much further you can go. The world needs women like you, women who lead by example, who show others that it's okay to live on your own terms. You're proof that happiness doesn't come from fitting into a box, but from breaking out of it and building a life that feels right for you. So keep shining. Keep living authentically. And remember, the hate or discomfort you might face isn't a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's proof that you're doing something bold, something courageous, something extraordinary. You're not here to blend in, you're here to stand out. And for every person who doesn't understand or appreciate your journey, there are countless others who look up to you and feel inspired to find their own path. So, stay true to yourself. Your light is too bright for some, but it's exactly what the world needs. Thank you for watching this video. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Timeless Stoic Learning. Let's continue exploring what makes us unique and unstoppable. Stay strong, stay true, and remember, your light is too bright for some to handle, and that's okay.